Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night to wherever you are. It's Dr. Lana here. We had a few gremlins in the system. Welcome to Cure and Thrive. I am so excited to be with all of you chatting about a topic that, admittedly, is a kind of stigma topic, mental health. From the time I said mental health, I'm like, is anybody, you're going to have these a kind of a pullback. So, in terms of family caregiving, when is too much too much? Are you going to need help? How would you know the signs that that the caregiving you're doing is too much for you? So, this is a channel just for you. Dr. Lana here, specialist gerontologist, all about families, generations, legacy, and basically just the place for everybody to, especially caregivers, to just fill your cup up, take a break, grab your cuppa, call a friend, bring the whole family because we have to talk about the heavy topics, but in a way that we're going to make it comfortable, let's say. So feel free to leave in your comments. I'd love to hear your comments on what you're thinking. What experience did you have? Have you ever had to see a therapist? Do you know of a friend who may need to have a therapist? Do you know of a friend who needs a little help right now? And we've been talking about it. We've been hearing mental health. Oh boy, I don't even know how many times in the news, mental health is such a, let me say, the newest term or the newest fad, because that would bring it down to just just something that is the latest thing, and that's not true. It really is such an important topic. So what I wanted to do was find a way in which we could talk about family caregiving. We can talk about um just caregivers as a whole. I mean, because all caregivers, doctors, nurses, but family caregivers, because sometimes you just feel as though you're doing it alone. If you do it as a as your expected job, well, it carries a different tone. But in families, when it's so close, sometimes when you're too close, it can get too much. So, remember to just bring a friend, bring the family, have everyone to see and feel and understand a little bit better on why we're talking about this topic, how you're going to know the signs for yourself to say, well, you know what, I this is more than just I need a break. This is too much. I need some help with my mental health. And I'm not a mental health specialist. I'm not a psychiatrist, but this is just for us. This is worldwide. This is science for you to know, is it too much for me? Do I need to access someone who is skilled in training, in therapy, in having a couch sit down, a chair sit down, just a chat to say, you know what? Here's the things, and here signs that you know what, something is wrong. So with that preamble in mind, we're going to just discuss a few topics, a few signs on how do you know as a caregiver, especially in family, or a friend who is in caregiving, what's happening, what's going on with that person, what are they feeling, what are they experiencing, do they need help? So we've got some fantastic information as usual from agingcare.com. They're a really good site to um, have a really good resource. And of course, the American Association of Retired Persons, they have an excellent resource because they're all for aging persons, their families, caregivers, all the things that surround the older person. Not only that, but caregivers who are taking care of spouses, not just parents, but grandparents, even children. those who may be having that challenge, and those of you caregivers who are working, how are you balancing it? So let's talk about some of the signs of, is it burnout? Is it too much? Am I, do I need therapy? Now, let me say therapy. That again carries a stigma, and I really don't want you to have the stigma concerning help. I mean, you're not gonna. No one says if your tooth is hurting, don't go to the dentist, right? That- That's accepted. No one says if you have a headache, well, and it's going on too long, maybe you should see a doctor. No one said if you have your foot hurting and it's obviously, or you injured your leg, no one says go seek help. Why is it that we still have this thing that we're to be strong, we're to be, someone told me, it shows a lack of, it shows weakness, it shows that maybe I don't have enough faith, maybe I'm missing something, maybe my life is not what it should be. No, 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 no. How do you know? We're all humans, we all have our limits. So let's find out some of the signs, and help is there. The help is there. Way past that now. Let's just make it a simple talk, simple chat, and let's see if you can see in yourself, is this me? My I need May I need to seek help? Do I need someone? Do I know a friend who can see who I need to help? Let's go. Let's dive right in. So there's, you find sites that may say 7, 10, and we don't want to overwhelm you, but we do want to give you some signs that says this is more than I need the extra rest. I need to drink some more water, as most people will tell you. Just drink some more water and you'll be fine. You know, just grab some water, drink some tea, drink some coffee. Yeah, you'll be fine. And you do drink it and you don't feel any better. Hmm. So it's more than that. So let's go into a few of them, okay? Starting with feeling overwhelmed and hopeless. I thought I'd start with this because that's what most caregivers say. That's sometimes how you feel, isn't it? I know for sure that you just, it's like, all right, I have no more aces left in my pack. I've got nothing else I can use. I've got nothing more that I can say that can help me or help anybody else in what's going on. And so then you're like, all right, so what do I do now? What do you do now is recognize that. And that's the first thing. The first thing is recognizing it. Hey, I I feel this is more. Maybe the hopelessness is going towards harming yourself. You know what? They'll be better off without me. This is just more than I can bear. I just feel as if I'm better off not here. That's a dangerous sign, because that's a sign that it may be beyond. It may be the hopelessness, the helplessness now has turned into to to your thinking is not quite there. Your thinking is not, you're not thinking straight, as we say. Well, we're saying, Margaret, is you're not thinking straight. Someone is like that, and they constantly say, or you're constantly feeling, they're going to be better off without me. Or you hear someone saying, I have nothing left to give. I have nothing left here. I can't get out of bed. This is not me. I can't do any more. That's more than that. And that requires seeking mental health professional, calling maybe a suicide hotline. And there's lots of national prevention, global suicide prevention lifelines here. And I'll leave some of those lifelines for you because they're international. And so if you feel overwhelmed, they're confidential, no one knows who else is on the other line, please give a call. If you need help, call. No one will judge you. No one will say, "Oh, why are you calling? That's You're just in caregiving." It is a labor of love, but it can feel, especially when you feel alone, it's too much. It's too much. So First sign, helplessness, hopelessness, suicidal feelings. And that's we say that openly because saying it removes the it's acknowledging that removes the fear of actually seeking help, because you just say, this is how I feel, and someone is trained to help you. What's the second thing? Well, your friends may tell you this, or you may see it in a friend of yourself. You usually you can manage things, you can manage the stresses, you can manage, but now you're just angry. It just every time you wake up, you feel "Ugh, another day I've got to do this," or you just used to be the life of everyone. You're the joy. Everybody knows. Well, hey, Lana's smiling. Lana's always jovial. Or Lisa's always jovial. Or she's always like the happy one. And she's taking care of everybody and she's got it under control. And then, like, she switched. Like, the doctor and the Mr. And the two personalities. Like, who am I talking to? And that person is completely different, or they may be thinking some odd thoughts, maybe even hallucinating, maybe even thinking go thoughts like someone's stealing my stuff, my things. Someone, I mean, you associate that mainly with the person who has dementia. Sometimes the caregiver in that place of isolation, we as a caregiver, you as a caregiver can be feeling I don't I'm seeing things, or you see the person seeing things or hearing things, or what we say paranoid. It is a paranoid delusion because it's not real, but in their mind it's real. Can't find the car keys. Somebody stole the car keys. Somebody's stealing your money. What's happening? If you feel that's happening to you and you realize my mood has definitely changed and it is not a matter of, again, I just need a rest or I just need a vacation. This is not me. Or you're a good friend and you say, this is not my friend. Or your family member and you say, this is not this person. That again, change in mood. So we've got change in mood, we've got altered feeling overwhelmed and feeling hopeless. In addition to that change in mood, loss of interest, you know, you want to come and go to the beach. Like, let's say if we're in a country like Barbados where, the beach may be accessible, or just come for a cup of tea, or let me come over. Now it's a little more safe. Maybe you feel safer to have at least one friend over, or FaceTime, or Zoom call, or just call on the phone. Nah, I don't want to. And this has been happening for like 6 weeks or more by definition. But if you've noticed it longer than that, for certain, this is not normal. This is a loss of interest in activities, a loss of interest in life itself. For someone, especially who was really loving life, no, a sign that something is wrong. Isolation, withdrawal goes with that, but it's slightly different. So there's lack of interest in in what life used to be, but also it's not only lack of interest, but the person is just like don't want to interact, don't want to be with anybody, and it's got nothing to do with maybe fear of crowds, or fear, like, with COVID still being obviously around, some persons are understandably still cautious, some are not, and I understand that. But bear in mind, this has been a 2.5 to 3 year self-imposed or otherwise imposed isolation. And that isolation and withdrawal, where you feel safer at home, you feel safer. And I know for me, it's taken a while. It took me a while, and it's still taking me a while to kind of like feel safe enough to be interacting. So what if that was not you before? What if that was not your friend before? And you feel like, I don't want to be with anybody. I just want to go to my bed when I get home. I just want to just Don't call. You know, you neither call, text, message, FaceTime, Zoom time, nothing. You just maybe go to work, go to supermarket, you go to religious things, you come back home, take care of a person, and that's it. You don't want to go anywhere else. And that's a definite change. That's a sign that someone can pick up and help you through. It's not about guilt, it's not about shame, it's just about let's help each other out. Let's help each other out. We are our brother's keeper. We need to be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper. I mean, So, what else? What else? What else can we look at? What else can we see? Change in eating patterns, change in sleep patterns. Either you're sleeping too much, it's not easy to sleep, you have a hard time sleeping, uh, or you're getting up out of bed. Or maybe if the person you're attending to has a lot of maybe health issues or dementia or and they don't sleep, well then nobody's sleeping. And your sleep patterns have been adjusted to the point where you just it's like ingrained in you. It's not because you had a disruption in sleep. Your entire sleep pattern feels disrupted and you can't do your daily chores. You just can't carry on. That's caregiver burden. That's overwhelm. That's too much. That's a sign someone else. I need to just hear another voice outside my head from someone who's trained to help me. The change in appetite, some people eat more, some people eat less. So you may find you've gained weight or lost weight. A person say you're not looking at yourself. Mm-mm. Some people actually take up smoking. Some people take up habits that they never did before because it stresses so much. Is this you? Is this your friend? Have a think about it. This is different. This is not something that we're talking about that is like, she just needs a rest. This is different. This is just different from what they used to do before. This is mental health overload, mental health distress, mental health disease, perhaps. But let's not let it get to that far. Let's just talk. Let's talk. Let's find a place, a safe space to talk. Voicing your concerns, telling the person that you who knows you and who you know will keep it in confidence will be a safe space. What about another point? Maybe at 7. What about catching cold, getting a cold? You used to be healthiest person. You go gym, you go walking, you do whatever you have to do, and you're fine. Never caught a cold in your life, or you don't get a cough and it lasts a day. And now you're sick like every other week. It's like, what happened to you? Not feeling sick? Why? I I don't know. I'm always sick I'm feeling always sick all the time. What's happening? What is your experience? What's going on? What's your health experience? What have you seen in a friend? What do you see happening in your life? Let me know. Let the family know. Share with us. And liking the comments I heard from a friend, so it's like, uh, I never had one day where I felt like this was going to be the end because I thought I'm taking way too many vitamins. I'm taking way something is just going on with me. I don't know what else to do. I don't know where else to look. All right. So that's another sign that something is wrong. What about a fine? Let's take a final one. We just always do our bonuses. I always like to do the bonuses. So another, in addition to changes in sleep pattern, changing in mood, loss of activity, isolation, withdrawal, overwhelm and helplessness, and this is in you or in a friend or in a family member that who is a caregiver. And this applies, as I said, whether the caregiving is in the family or whether it's part of your job. These are signs that we need to look for to find help. That says that we need to find help. One other thing that has been noticed, and it's not necessarily a burnout thing, But it and I find it maybe not even may not even be used may not even be a specific sign of caregiver burnout per se. It's the way that persons manage their stressors. So, are you repeatedly thinking of the worst scenario? Have you made like plans, or do you know of a friend who started to make plans for uh, death, making their will, talking about making their will, talking about the end coming, talking about this is it. This is slightly different from someone who has suicidal ideation, who's thinking of suicide. This is someone who may actually be playing out a scenario because in their minds they're going to die. And we don't want to dismiss that. When people say, "Oh, I feel like I'm going to die," don't dismiss it. Most people I know, especially in well, the country I know, I've heard most persons say, "Oh, that's not you. You okay? You die. You don't have to make no plans so long." When you hear a friend or you feeling it in yourself and saying, I just can't go anymore. I just can't go anymore. I just need to make plans because I have to get my family sorted. I have to get my funds sorted, and I'm just gonna put on my life insurance, and I'm just gonna do this and make my plans and talk to whoever, talk to the director, the criminal person. You're feeling that your safety, your health, your well-being is just like you're not gonna last. That's another sign. Less so persons say I'm stressed. They may not want to verbalize it, but you see them or you hear them making plans or saying things like that. That's another danger sign. So I just wanted to come out and just open the discussion. Feel free to start this discussion with your family, with your friends. This is not something to be taken lightly. It is a scourge. It is a mental issue. It is something that is harming you. It's something that's harming our friends. And if it's harming your friends, if it's harming you, if it's harming your life, then obviously it's going to take a toll. How long are you going to last like that? You will get ill if you continue thinking in this sort of way. So I hope this has helped to open the discussion, open the train of thought, open the remove the stigma, and maybe bring and shed a little bit of light on what happens when. Why do I need help? Why is this caregiving so much? Do I need to talk to someone? Are you withdrawing? Are you feeling sad? Sad, and it's not your mood. Do you see your friends talking or acting strangely? Are you feeling as though you have nothing left in your bag, as you said? No aces left. You're helpless, you're hopeless. It feels like it just is the end. You don't want to associate with anyone. All your joy and zest for life is gone. That's a sign. Please, take it as a sign that you need that perhaps a professional who's trained in this should be the one who you can take confidence in. Talk to someone. Talk to someone. Let's talk to each other. Let's increase this discussion, enhance the discussion, make it free, make it easier for persons to say, I don't feel well. I feel as though I am overwhelmed, I'm stuck, I am beyond burnout, and let them talk. Silence helps no one. I always say a burden shared is a burden in half. You don't have to carry it alone. So, from my heart to your heart, let's continue to bring our generations together, care healthy, fill your cup up, fill someone else's cup up, help them, carry them, be our brother's keeper. Put your oxygen mask on first. And when you feel like you're running out of oxygen, have someone else who has the oxygen to tell you, you know what? I have it here for me, for you. I can help you. I can help you to put it back on and get back to yourself. Your life is precious. Your joy is precious. Life and joy should be synonymous, not life and grief. Let's do it for each other. Let's do it together. Care healthy, care together. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, share this with a friend. If you see this in a friend of yours, tell them, you know what? I just saw this by Dr. Lana and I'm concerned for you. Or watch it and let them see if they may see it in themselves, just in case they don't feel to talk. But let's share the discussion. Have a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. Thank you so much for sharing the discussion. Feel free to, and press the notification bell. I always keep forgetting that because there's going to be more updates. There's going to be more to be talking about. We cannot ever exhaust this topic of caregiving, of caring, of mental health, of physical health, of joy, of knowing how to put our oxygen mask on first and leaving with a smile. That's what I want to leave you with, a smile. A smile of hope, a smile of joy. So until we see each other again, bye bye. Take care and just oxygen mask first, and all is well. Ciao. Bye, everyone. And thank you.